Now I'm going to walk across to my next interview, and the question now is what's on the menu? And with me to ventilate and answer that question is a registered dietitian with the Trinidad and Tobago Association for Nutritionists and Dietitians, and her name is Cherice Bronte. Tinkew, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Carrie.
Thanks for being here this morning, and I see you have a full setup.
Yes, well, last week we celebrated World Cancer Day. That was February the 4th.
Right.
And, well, we always know the focus is on fruits and vegetables. And rightfully so. Fruits and vegetables, they provide a lot of phytochemicals,
Right.
which is our cancer-fighting components in
What
food.
are phytochemicals? That's a technical term.
There's certain substances that are found in fruits and vegetables primarily, but a lot of research is still ongoing. So they are considered the substances that will help to fight off cancer-causing agents.
Okay, all right.
So they're like flavonoids, for example, or simply like vitamin A, carotenoids. There's a long list of different phytochemicals.
I could only imagine. Well,
Yes.
because we have a long list of different foods,
Yes.
natural foods that we could consume as well. So you said that the nutrition plays an important role in the prevention of cancer cells spreading and growth.
Very much so. So we do have the Caribbean 6 food groups, and that is, well, to list them, is the staples, food from animals, legumes, fruits, vegetables, and fats and oils. Now, today with me, I have certain samples of staple groups as well as the legumes group. So I wanted to put the focus primarily on them because we tend to, just look for the fruits and vegetables all the time. But the Caribbean 6 food groups, they provide us with so much nutrients that it's important to have a variety of foods coming from them. So for example, you have, I don't know if persons are familiar, this is called barley. So barley is one of those grains that you could simply use, such as like rice.
Right.
So a lot of fiber is found in barley, and fiber is one of those items that could actually prevent things like colorectal cancer. Another one you have is oats.
Well,
So
a lot should be familiar with oats.
this is like the most convenient item out there that is packed full of fiber.
Right.
So a lot of these could be incorporated differently in your meals, as well as peas and beans, things like nuts. You also have things like seeds, like flax seeds.
Flax seeds, also known as linseeds.
Yes, correct. This one is actually like the golden one, I think. So you also have the provisions over here, or some of these starchy vegetables, and they're also packed full of fiber as well.
Well, this is such a huge part of our cultural cuisine, the ground provision and stuff. I guess like the older generation, of yesteryear would have
Yes, they do.
been, more natural eaters, and they wouldn't have consumed as much processed foods as our generation may consume now.
That's so
so
true.
what are some of the benefits from this type of consumption?
So you get the nutrients, a lot of wholesome nutrients. So basically you have carbohydrates, protein, you have the vitamins, the minerals. So when you have these kinds of foods in your diet, you're going to get nutrient-dense food. And that's what we always like to strive on, is like you want to look for nutrient-dense foods. And by that, you get a variety of the nutrients. And basically, you can meet your energy needs. You can help to protect yourself from things like cancer.
What's the type of environment you want to create in your body to, at least decrease your risk of contracting any form of cancer?
So it's important as well to consume these foods, but also maintain a healthy weight. You also want to exercise, which could help with managing stress, not only with weight management. And overall, that is going to create a healthier lifestyle for anyone, basically.
Definitely, definitely. I see over here, I was peeking over, you have like black-eyed peas and lentils and stuff. And yesterday was just the
Yes.
international observance of, UN observance of World Pulses Day,
Yeah.
which, are legumes and such.
And that's so fascinating. I find a lot of persons don't get a lot of legumes in their diet. And it's such a easy preparation as well. It's lengthy, but you do have the convenience of frozen peas and beans now,
Right.
which is like pre-prep. So a lot of persons who are on the go, they can do that, and they could also store it in, easy usable containers that they could have with them in work, or if they have a very busy lifestyle.
Definitely, definitely. Now you've brought all these things here, the dried peas and beans and grains, provision and stuff. But you did mention within the 6 food groups, food from animals, meat.
Yes.
Now, where does that stand as pertains to, because different sources of research have tied certain forms of cancer to consumption of animal products. Where does it stand in, well, our culture and our food groups?
So the research has shown that processed meats, specifically ones that are cured or salted, or they have a lot of additional chemicals added to them, and they are showing a link that it can lead to colorectal cancer if it's eaten in large amounts. So we advise persons to avoid or even limit as much as possible things like bacon or sausages, for example.
You mentioned that, the chemicals in it contribute to it, but is it only the chemicals, or is the actual meat consumption, say if it was fresh meat, for instance, is a lot of meat consumption contributing to the risk of different cancers?
So persons who choose to have food from animals in their diet, you can still have meats such as chicken or fish or turkey, which are the quote unquote the whiter options when
Right.
it comes from meat, and as well as how you prepare it. So you don't want to overcook it, or
Right.
char-boiled or
Right.
grilled, where it's a lot of charring,
Right.
because that's introducing some of the
Carcinogens and stuff
Yes, correct.
into your diet, yeah. And well, this is a lot of information, and of course they can look back on Facebook to break it down and get more information. But if people want to reach out to you and just get more information from the expert, how could they do so?
Sure. So we are the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Nutritionists and Dietitians. So we do have an email, ttandi@mail.com. We also have a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram page. So if you want to contact us just by messaging us to find out more, you can check out those pages. Simply type in TANDI, TTANDI, or Trinidad and Tobago Association of Nutritionists and Dietitians.
All right, well, I want to thank you so much, Cherice Bronte Tinkew. Am I pronouncing that right? Tinkew?
Yes, you're pronouncing it very perfectly, yes.
Registered dietitian with the Trinidad and Tobago Association for Nutritionists and Dietitians, also known as TANDI, for joining us this morning and answering the question, what's on the menu? And we were chatting about this morning how nutrition plays an important role in the prevention of cancer cell growth and spreading.